Over the summer, my friends and I decided to take a last-minute road trip to Palm Springs for the weekend. I had never been to the desert before, so what I imagined was it to be a really pretty beach resort where there were palm trees everywhere and an extravagant pool with people fanning you off with leaves because it was just a really hot beach. When we got there, it wasn't exactly what I had expected. Our hotel was more of a small apartment complex where there were two sand-colored buildings with a pool in between them that was just surrounded by a black rusty fence, not the palm trees that I had hoped for. Well, that day when we went to the pool, I stepped outside without shoes, and the ground was scorching hot. It was nothing I had ever experienced. I remember thinking this would be the time where I could try to fry eggs on the ground to prove the saying, the ground's so hot you could fry some eggs on it, because it was that hot. I had never experienced heat like that. There were insects buzzing in my ear. I was sticky. It was just nothing I had ever experienced before. Well, we made it to the pool, and after an hour at the pool, we had decided to go inside and wait for my friend who was supposed to be arriving later that night. So we go inside, and after a few hours, she gives me a call, and she's like, "Hey, I'm here. Can you run outside and meet me so I can know where the room is?" Without thinking again, I ran outside without shoes. And within 2 minutes of just standing outside to where I had thought I had ran to the parking lot area, my feet started stinging. It felt like I had stepped in fire, or there was like thousands of little needles just piercing at my feet. I had no idea what was going on. I sprinted back inside, and when I looked down, nothing was there. I thought I was going crazy. I remembered people in movies who had been in the desert who get dehydrated or can't stand the heat. They start hallucinating and becoming delusional, and I thought that was happening to me. Well, I still ran to the bathtub, and I put my feet in some water because it felt like they were on fire. And within a couple minutes, a bunch of red dots started showing up, and it was obvious I had been bitten by something. Well, I took some medicine that my friend had got me at the store, but the next morning I had to leave right away. First thing the next morning, I head back home, I get to the doctor, and as I'm sitting there waiting for her to come back with like the results or what she had thought, I was just staring at my feet that were so red and so swollen, they were like inflated balloons, and I thought, what happened to me? Did I step in a mini snake nest or some poisonous plant, or was I attacked by 1,000 scorpions? What's going to happen? I just imagined her coming in saying, "You need to go to the ER. This is fatal. You were attacked by this rare species of bugs or an animal," and I had no idea what to expect. Well, she came in a couple minutes later, and she looked at me and she's like, "It looks like you stepped in a big fire ant pile." And I thought, fire ants? That's what I stepped in? It wasn't scorpions, it wasn't snake, it wasn't a plant. I had stepped in fire ants. That whole story and my experience in Palm Springs, and after counting 40 bites on my feet, I remembered that the next time I go anywhere, I'm going to look up where I'm going. I'm going to make sure I know what to expect. I'm going to know what the weather's like. I'm going to know what to be cautious of. And I will never again step outside without my shoes.